What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is down 3.26%, $7 the low, 741 the high, and kind of lowish volume. So 49.9 million shares being traded, 93.4 is the average. No official news from NIO, no SEC filing, so it is the market digesting NIO Day. In addition to that, we did get one rating. I anticipate probably a couple more to come and be posted either later today or tomorrow, but we did get a 760 hold. Bank of America analyst has a 43% success rating. So 760 is, I guess, okay. Keep in mind all these ratings are for 1 year out. So the analyst isn't that bullish on NIO, because if so, they would be putting 8, 9, double digits possibly. So as a consensus, $6.60 is that price target over the last 3 months, and that does represent a 7.37% downside. A couple of things did come out. So you do have right here William reconfirming break even in Q4. So NIO loves to put this type of stuff out. So a lot of high expectations for Q3 as well as Q4, because their last earnings, they pretty much said a lot of momentum was going to be building in Q3, but Q4 is going to be like massive. So again, that's something that did come out. Then the only other thing I wanted to kind of bring up was this. So I know there was a couple of videos floating around that people were wanting to order the ES8, but it was lagging. Q didn't really work, but it turns out, based on this at least, that there was 47,000 in orders in 36 hours. So that's pretty good. So at the end of the day, NIO did come out stating 40,000, and it looks like expectations blew past that. Market doesn't seem to care or really factor this in my opinion. Maybe there's some doubt about if they can actually hit this for production wise, but at the end of the day, getting the orders in, I think is a pretty good thing. Shorts are returning about 2.2 million shares, and this is exactly why I like to analyze this type of information, because shorts returning kind of shows that they don't feel today's pullback is justified. So they're taking advantage and returning. 8.02% of the free float is being shorted. That does work out to be 140.64 million shares overall being shorted. So we have not had this low of a short interest now for the most part since it looks like February 2023. So we're going old school. So definitely good to see, very welcoming. But at the end of the day, institutions selling for whatever reason is a little bit concerning. So you kind of have some hesitation for NIO Day. And this is exactly why I did mention on my weekend video that you have some people that are very bullish and some people that are neutral / a little bit bearish. So far from the secondary market, you see 2 buys, the rest are sells. So institutions aren't really buying the NIO dip. Dark pool is often enough used by shorts and hedge funds. This one is very active, but then again, with shorts returning 2.2 million, goes to show that hedge funds are selling. So in general, not always kind of the best news. Like I said, I think generally there was going to be a lot of volatility. I myself was a little bit more optimistic rather than anything. One thing that also could be really attributing to today's pull lower is the technicals. As I've mentioned, NIO has always really struggled with that 750-ish mark. And so generally speaking, this could be a little bit more of a consolidated pullback at the same time. Looking at the options, we're seeing 11 million in calls, 1.9 million in puts, 916,000 in net premiums are kind of going away. 44% of all the options being done are bearish in nature. Coming from a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around that 750 to 8, and then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub $7. So there is a lot more upside anticipated, but the volume is definitely more bearish rather than anything. A couple of things to take note of though, with it right now at a 711, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 668 is going to be that next strong support. 713 is going to be that key point you really want to watch for it to ideally close above if you're going to see any sort of recovery. And then 758 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Interestingly enough, during the overnight trading, NIO was up like a solid, what was that, like 4% or whatever else. I posted this because I kind of was pretty hyped up by it. But yeah, NIO is up 4.07, so it was sitting at 767. I'm not really sure exactly how high it did actually go, so if anyone knows that, let me know. But unfortunately, things really went south very, very fast. So for today, just watch for it to ideally close above that 713. And then over the next couple of trading days, hopefully it'll kind of recover and get to that 758 and potentially above. But generally speaking, I thought NIO day went okay. Nothing really to like sell your home and put it all into NIO, but I think it really goes to show a lot of good progress that's really made. And it kind of, in my opinion as well, kind of justifies where it is at for the price point. Aside from all that fun stuff, there hasn't really been that much in real news, aside from pretty much what I brought up yesterday and today. So this is kind of it. Aside from that, algos seem to be a little bit more active today, as well as kind of the medium transactions. And so that is pretty much the secondary market transactions. So that is institutions. On the actual chart itself though, looking at NIO, things are, like I said, consolidating. So nothing really crazy to worry about. So it's always bounced off of that general area. But I think that once we consolidate a little bit more, possibly, then we could see a nice push higher. But we see, in comparison today versus yesterday, on Friday, a lot more willing sellers. So again, consolidation is normal given how well NIO's actually recovered. So it did bounce off of that 558 kind of general area. So I think it's actually done fairly well. So you're going to see a certain level of consolidation, profit taking, and whatever else. And like I said, that one analyst rating that has come out so far wasn't that optimistic. So again, let me know your general thoughts on NIO. What is your honest takeaway for NIO day? Did it prompt you to buy more? Did you sell, take profits? What's your kind of general thoughts on NIO? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, one of which was this. I just put this out on Friday. It is up 7.97%, and many others similar to this. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there to take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.